Hi,
Still
O. How are you?
doing very well. Just got back last night late. We were in a wedding in Washington, D.C.
Oh, fun.
So,
Family or?
yeah, it's actually my niece, my
Okay,
cousins.
congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Anybody else has joined in yet? Or
Not yet. I just got on myself. We'll give
oh,
it a couple minutes and see what happens.
yeah. While other people join in, let me ask you: did we signed up for the opioid?
Yes, on Wednesday.
Yeah, did we get any confirmation from them, or we just, I registered and didn't hear anything
Did
back.
I get
So,
anything? That's a good question. Let me look and see. I would have filed it if I did.
it should be okay. I want to make sure that not all people are oversubscribed and they didn't send.
Right,
people
that
who-
does happen. I went to something that was that, but
Seems like someone joined.
Hi, everyone. Hi, this is Jerica Whitlock. How are you?
Hi, Erica. Welcome. Good. And I think Bill is
Hey.
too. Good.
Yes.
I'm not immediately seeing anything on, but I'll look.
Okay, no problem. I'll be there. I just want to make sure that,
Yeah. I'll look after the call and see what I got.
Thanks.
Okay. It's nice to have you with us, Jerica. Glad you could make it.
Great to be with you. Thank you so much.
And I see that Bill is here and on mute. All right.
Hi, all.
Hi, Bill.
Morning.
Welcome. Glad to have you. All right. So I sent out an announcement yesterday, and I'm sorry that it was so late, so hopefully we'll get a few more people. I got to set them up to go out automatically. I keep forgetting to do them. But all of the meetings are posted in the Facebook group, so if I ever do forget to send them out, you can always get the link from the Facebook group.
Yeah, I saw that. I was able to get to the eClub Horizon. eClub, Rotary eClub. So great to be.
Good.
Great.
I don't know whether Professor Raj is joining us. I know he just got back from a 10-day trip, but I know he reached out to our past president, Nicole, and she gave him some information. So I think we can at least move the website thing a step forward. So that's good. But I'm not sure if he got anywhere with it yet because he just got back. And then Om and I were talking. He and Michelle Heidi and I are going to go to an opioid awareness program Wednesday night at the Hunterdon County Hospital, Hunterdon Medical Center. So we'll all connect and go to that. And I guess before I ask Bill if I'm sure there is an update. Bill is always doing something. Does anyone have anything else that we need to talk about before we find out what that is?
Bill, since he's maybe on mute, he wanted me to mention, everyone's aware of course, Dare to Be Great and Vision Africa 2030. And I will be going on what's now a 9-country tour with Africa's Future Summit. And I'll be speaking on behalf of Vision Africa 2030, explaining the outline. And these are going to be the most influential countries on the continent of Africa. So our winner, Henry, we want to do a side dialogue from the summit that will circle back to him winning the Billion Acts Awards during the Nobel Peace Prize conference in Mexico. So you know, what we're doing is we want to encourage a bit of multilateral participation between the countries so that we can super activate Vision Africa 2030. And Africa Future Summit is based on innovation and technology development on the continent of Africa, and also, you know, deployment within the diaspora. They hosted the world's largest tech summit, which was actually in Haiti in 2018. And we're going to do another large tech summit down in Haiti in 2020. But from October to December, that will be that 9-country tour that I'll be speaking on, and it'll all be digital so we can all log in and watch. But we're really excited about it because we haven't gotten the chance to really, you know, present at conferences in this manner in regard to Dare to Be Great. And once Bill gets on, he can also explain to you the structure that we're going to go to kind of digitize Dare to Be Great, which will be good for us to build a pilot out of. But I know that, you know, he definitely wanted me to share about the Africa Future Summit tour and what we'll be talking about on that tour.
That sounds really great. Thank you for that update. I'll look forward to being able to see it on the digital.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
Yeah, I know Henry had a little trouble getting a visa for here. Was he able to get to the summit?
No, he was unfortunately not able to make it to the summit. We are trying to see if we can get him over here for an event that we're trying to do at the United Nations in November. We have Ambassador Chabala, former ambassador from Zambia. He's trying to get 6 of the permanent missions from different countries to host a event that will not be for the public. It will be for the all of the ambassadors to the UN from the various countries.
Cool. I guess the other thing I should mention before I find out what else Bill has to say, and thank you, Jerica, for that excellent update, that
Thank you, guys.
our assistant governor is looking for information from the last quarter, so July, August, and September, of in any way that our members have volunteered or donated money to any charity. Doesn't have to be a Rotary thing. So they're looking for the number of hours and the number of dollars. So you can feel free to email me or put in the chat if you have participated in anything, because they're trying to track that now, I guess. And I think I think maybe they're a little behind because they're supposed to be asking us every month, but they didn't ask us in July and August. So if you remember, or you can go back to your calendar and look, I'll tell him whatever we can come up with. And I'll send out another email just requesting that. So
Right there, as well as like wine for the minds, those kind of events, they count.
I think they count anything that's like a nonprofit.
Yeah.
That it doesn't have to be Rotary. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this was through Rotary, but my local club where I transferred from.
Right.
So. Okay.
Well, as long as they're not also counting it, because I think they probably don't want to count it twice. But yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
How are we? Is there an application that the students or the class will be utilizing to count up the hours, or are they going to track them by cold document, pen and paper?
Are you talking, Jerica, about the readathon?
Yes.
Okay, that's something, that's a different thing. This is just where Rotary is trying to keep statistics of how many hours and how many dollars Rotarians donate to good causes.
Right. So
How do we keep track of those things? What system do we use?
well, we don't really have a system at the moment. I guess we're supposed to report at the beginning of each month to the governor what. So for me, because I haven't been keeping track, I'm going to go back through my calendar and just look and see what I've been to. And I mean, the donations I know because I have that, you know, my checkbook, but I don't know the hours. And I guess going forward, if you are in some way able to keep track of that, or if you have an idea of how to track it, I don't think they have a good system yet. It's a brand new idea that they're doing this.
I actually, yeah, it's a new idea that it's not a new idea that they're tracking it. They've been doing that for several years now. It rolls all the way up to Rotary.
Okay.
If you go on the Rotary website, I think they've got a summary there showing how many hours around the whole world. And I know they announced it in Hamburg, and I'm pretty sure they announced it in Toronto at the annual convention as well.
They announced it at the district meeting in July, I guess, but I mentioned it in July, and then I didn't hear anything from them, and I wasn't sure how we were supposed to keep track of it.
Yeah.
Do you know if there's some tracking device, Bill?
I'm not aware of any.
Okay.
I donate to environmental causes to Rutgers, so that
I think
have
that would
canceled.
count. Yeah, but probably nothing political. They probably don't want anything political.
Environment.
Yeah.
I'm wondering here if they're going to count like, I paid for most of the cost of the district Interact competition we did in April. And I paid a significant chunk for the kids going down to Mexico. So.
Well, I would definitely count the Mexico one because I think that's in this quarter. I don't know what they want to do about prior because that's the last district year.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'll send out an email asking people for it, and hopefully we have some way of tracking it. And then going forward, we know we can pay attention to that.
Right.
I'm on other boards, so I don't even know how to count that. How many hours did I spend this week on this other board? I have no idea. 5 maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, so Bill, what's your update?
We have 3 things. I'll try to keep them really short. There's upcoming the next round of the Future We Want Model UN conference coming up in February. We have the ability to go out this time. That's the one where they stay at the Grand Hyatt. This time here, we've got like about a 70% scholarship, which means the cost to students other than those that participated in August would be $65 for the 2 nights at the Grand Hyatt plus the conference. That would be a total of $65. So we should try to go and get that out to throughout the district to all our clubs, and to see who would be interested in participating in that. So I'll send you, Amara. I'll send you my thoughts on a communication that could go out, and then maybe you could try to work that through the district communication channels.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
The other 2 things here is regarding the Dare to Be Great competition. We had talked about doing that again here this fall. A little twist on that is we started looking on a worldwide scale. We realized that we need to come up with a way to do it electronically because too many people can't physically get together at the venues, and the cost would just be too great. So we've worked out here a show outline, a timetable, and I just had a conversation the other night with some folks in Hollywood that are looking at some sponsors there to help us work out all the technology on that. what I would like to do, if possible, because we've talked about, volunteering for that, and I've got a few other people that are interested in volunteering. I'm wondering if it'd be possible to actually have a physical meeting where we could go over where everything stands and see who might be able to contribute what, or during the meeting there, just contribute ideas so that we can nail this down. We are thinking we'd like to do a pilot either with 8 or with 64 schools, where I'm thinking probably we should do one round. Each round is eight ideas get presented in each round of the competition. Maybe it would be a good idea to work out all the timings and everything for the show and for the video editing and recording and everything that has to be done there, to just do 8 this fall. So, but anyway, we can talk about that further. I'm putting together a paper on it, so that would be the basis for coming together in a meeting. In the same meeting here, I'd like to discuss the readathon, because 2 of the European interactors that joined us in Mexico, they've gone ahead and talked to a school in Vienna, Austria, and they would like to do a pilot on that, so we have another proof of concept on it. They're thinking here that in that one elementary school, they can raise about $12,000, which would enable us to get about 600 kids off the streets and into school and feed them for a year. So that would be a really good thing to be able to show. I mentioned that to a couple of our folks in Africa, and they said, wow, we want to be part of that, or we want to do a pilot too. So now I'm a little bit struggling here to figure out how we get them set up. This would be the idea to do a very low tech, where each school keeps track of the whole thing locally within themselves and only reports the end results to us. So that and the Dare to Be Great competition are 2 things that I'm thinking, would be good to discuss. We have representatives from the Monroe Club and from the Scotch Plains Club that want to volunteer as well. And if we could all just sit together at some point, I think here that might be the fastest way to make progress. Anyway, those are the things that are coming up, plus the conference that I mentioned in November at the UN, and plus the Jerica's speaking tour through Africa, where she would introduce a lot more people to the Dare to Be Great and Vision 2030, specifically in her particular case, Vision Africa 2030. But Vision 2030 is much bigger than just Africa, as far, looking at it from a global planning idea. So comments, questions?
That sounds great. If you want to pick a date, I'll definitely try to come if it's a day I can come to that meeting.
I'll send out something on an email, so maybe everybody can tell me what days of the week might be better, and so we can try to just get something penciled in. And Jerica, it would be great if we could do that while you're still here. I know you travel around a lot, so I think New Jersey's probably within your travel range.
Oh, definitely. I love New Jersey.
I'm fairly flexible within like 2 or 3 weeks notice.
Yeah.
So am I.
Okay.
Yeah. So not before December 15th, because we have planned a vacation.
Okay.
A later part.
No, we'd have to do it relatively soon, because Jericho will be leaving, and some of these other dates will be coming up here. They want to do the readathon pilot for the month of November in Vienna.
Wow.
And I think they may do a parallel in that in England as well.
Okay. When are you leaving, Jerica? What's your date?
My date to leave is the first week of November.
Okay, so sometime in October.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can make something happen, Bill. It varies every week varies because I just book clients, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it depends. But I have
Let
time.
me let me send out the an email on that so that we get also the input from the folks in Monroe and Scotch Plains. And there's probably others, but I mean, I right now I'm just saying I haven't had the time to reach out further, so it's sort of a catch as catch can. So
Right.
we'll see. But you might know some folks from your previous club there that you feel might be very interested in getting involved in something on a global scale.
Yeah, I will reach out to them.
Okay. Yeah, so basically that's all I've got at this point.
Okay, cool. I did go to the foundation seminar thing, so I hope whatever we talk about can include like what do we want to do with the grant money that we have available to us.
Yeah. Okay. No, that would be great. Any little bit counts. We're also, because of the thing with Ambassador Chabala, we're reaching out to quite a number of different sources at the UN. Plus, we're reaching out to the roughly 6 people, Nobel Peace Prize winners that I met in Mexico. We already have one of them, the one who won along with Malala, who is, his name is Kailash Satyarthi. He is apparently quite interested. And Malala has reached out to us now, wanting to know more about what we're doing as well. So, you know, we have the possibility of getting something going on there. And then the other thing here is through Jerica, we met with Jerry Wanda, yeah. Which you might want to just explain who he is, Jerica.
So Jerry Wanda, he's a really famous music producer. He wrote a lot of Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Shakira, and a lot of R&B singers and pop stars. He has been awarded by Novus to be their ambassador of music and culture. And so what we are working on together is the United Nations Anthems for the Oceans 2020. So it's one song that we have gifted to the country of Palau. Their president accepted the song, and so it will be the UN's anthem in 2020 for all of the ocean summits, events, marketing, and it'll be, sent out in media through the UN. And we're also working on an SDG Unity album, and it's going to be called We the Planet. And it's 17 songs, 17 goals for a better world. And so this will be, all of your number one artists from various countries will be on one album. The Anthem of the Oceans will also be on that album. We're also releasing a song called Pulse, and we'll be working with Jan Hellman and the Nonviolence Project. And that will be their anthem for 2020, 2030. So it'll be a 10-year anthem for them. So that's I don't know if you guys have ever seen the artwork. It's the gun with the knot in the barrel.
No.
Are we all familiar with that piece?
It's
Well, it was when John Lennon was shot, Yoko Ono commissioned an artist to create a piece that would, commemorate his life and his life's work for nonviolence and peace. And so the artist created a gun with a knot in the barrel. And a few decades later, Jan Hellman and the Nonviolence Project took it on the world tour. It was present at the Wall of Berlin coming down, and then they gifted it to the United Nations. So Jerry Wanda is also going to be producing that song for 2020. And he is really, really interested in how we can take our vision for Vision Africa 2030, Vision 2030, and Dare to Be Great, how he could be, you know, an instrument of good for us as far as our outreach and influence. He'd like to familiarize himself with the Rotarian system and how he could be more effective because he's from Haiti. And he's been a huge player as far as the relief efforts that have been deployed in the country. But he's really seeking to do something, you know, extraordinary. He would like to participate in what we're doing, you know, for the 2 billion hours of reading. He would really like to be a big part of it. And somehow if we could maybe integrate ourselves in where he will be going with the tour of this song. We're also going to be doing the Summer Tokyo Olympics, the torch-bearing tour. We'll be going on a SDG for Music concert tour, so that'll be also a place for us to market and engage and influence. So he definitely wants to somehow join us and band with us on this mission.
So, see, you're getting a sense here of, you know, I always go back to Sir Clement Inoff, past Rotary International president, who described Rotary as an organization that creates extraordinary opportunities for people to do more with their lives than they ever dreamed possible. And you're hearing a little bit about some of these. From me, you've heard a little bit. You're hearing from Jerica now. Hopefully we'll have others that you'll be able to connect with shortly. But I'm hoping to be able to bring those opportunities to the rest of the members of our club here, so that all of you are not just hearing about things that are happening, but actually have an opportunity to be part of it.
Okay, that sounds great. And I'm excited about all these opportunities. A lot of you guys are doing great work. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Does anyone have anything else, or are we'll be meeting back here in 2 weeks and possibly sooner if Bill has a date for us to get together in person. So I'll see you on Wednesday. I'll look again for
Sure.
yeah. Registration.
Great.
All right, thanks everybody. I'll
Okay.
talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.